Can you imagine your child's future being at risk due to too much cell phone time? My purpose today is to persuade you on limiting cell phone time to 2 hours per day. Because I was born in the 90s, smartphones weren't as popular back then, and I see the impact it is making on children today. Because the majority of us have kids in our lives, I hope that the information provided is an eye-opener on some of the ways that phones affect them. First, I'll begin by discussing the problem, then some of the causes, and end with the solution. With our roadmap in place, I will begin with the problem. The problem is that parents don't see the harm in too much screen time. For example, according to Dubrovik, who did a study on children who own their own phones, today 80% of kids have their own phones ranging from the ages of 12 to 17, and half of them are smartphones. That's about twice the rate from just 2 years ago. In other words, this is a huge chunk of parents who allow their kids to have their own phones. This is a slideshow of a graph that shows kids ranging from 0 to 17 at 15%, and the highest who own are 34 to 44 years of age at 35%. So there's about a half of a difference between 0 to 17 and 34 to 44. According to Dr. Freed, a clinical psychologist and author of Back to the Basics, Reclaiming Childhood in a Digital Age, there are other elements of raising healthy children, including engaging kids in creative and outdoor play and showing them what it means to be a good friend. In other words, children miss out on these opportunities and interactions when provided too much time on their phones. And not having human interactions is harmful to their social and emotional development. Now that we understand the problem, let's move on to some of the causes. There are 2 reasons why parents don't see the harm in too much screen time. The first reason is that parents believe smartphones are being used as an educational tool. According to the 2013 article, Parents Want Kids to Use Mobile Devices in School, published on the KQED website, a nationwide survey involving 2,400 parents, a majority of the responding parents believe that mobile devices are educational tools. The majority of the parents believe that mobile devices offer fun, engaging, and learning, connecting, and communicating. And that mobile devices teach academic skills and content. In other words, parents see no harm in it because they believe that they are being used for educational purposes. However, according to Marcus A. Hennessy, author of Using Smartphones and Other PDAs in the Class, These Days It's Cool, exclaims, smartphones give students a wealth of creative options to enhance the classroom experience. Although parents and teachers saw them as a distraction, the list seems endless due to technology advancing. With the approval of parents, although phones being allowed in classrooms may have a lot of setbacks, it's been shown that there are many benefits to using phones for educational purposes. The second reason is parents accept the availability to easy access of any kind of information on the internet. Statistics show that 94% of parents allow their kids to have unsupervised access to the internet, such as social media. According to Ms. Smith, author of Most Parents Allow Unsupervised Internet Access at age 8, this is a scary percent of parents who allow too much access because of how much cyberbullying and other harmful sites there are on the internet. However, in the 2013 article, Children Using Internet from Age 3 by Victoria Ward, Dr. Eric Sigmund says that in this day and age we accept this consumption on small things such as daylight and the limited access we get per day. But we don't compare the usage of cell phone internet and the benefits of limiting the time spent, especially for the safety of our children. Now that we understand the problem and some of the causes, let's move on to the solution. The solution, which is limiting children's use to no longer than 2 hours per day, offers two benefits. The first benefit is more face-to-face interactions. Walter Joanna, 2015, February 2nd, tablets and smartphones may affect social and emotional development, has given a good point that kids lose the ability to self-regulate after consistently being on their phones, and due to not having connections or conversations because of always being on their phones. Giving limited time, there are more opportunities for kids to have face-to-face interactions. The second benefit is greater physical activity. In the article, Children, Adolescents, and the Media, information given from American College of Pediatrics in 2016, without screen time, there are more opportunities for kids if they're limited to their phones, and they're more likely to be active. In conclusion, young children who have too much access to cell phones have the availability to lack in many different fields in their lives. Let's review what we have learned today. First, we learned that parents don't see the harm in too much cell phone time, as evidenced by the rates of children who have phones and the activities and social interactions that they are missing out due to being on their phones. Then we learned two reasons why parents don't see the harm in too much screen time, which included why they think that they could be good educational tools and the easy access to any information on the internet. Finally, we learned the solution, which is limiting it to 2 hours per day. With children being a huge part of our future, I hope you can see the impact phones are making, and technology is vastly growing. Let's keep our kids' creativity and abilities growing just as fast by limiting the phone time to 2 hours per day.
Nailed it.